Grab your popcorn because the empire of love and hip-hop, Atlanta looks like it's crumbling right in front of us. Why? Word on the street is that the queen of reality TV, Mona Scott-Young, has finally had enough of babysitting Rasheeda Frost and Yandy Smith-Harris. Yes, you heard me. Mona is allegedly demanding they pack up their wigs, their tired storylines, and retire from the show once and for all. Now pause for a second. Could this really be the end of two women who've been clinging to the spotlight like it's a Black Friday sale at the mall? Could Mona Scott-Young really be ready to pull the plug on the so-called queens of the franchise? Or is this just another publicity stunt juicier than one of Carly Red's shocked faces at a reunion taping? Because honestly, how many more times can we watch Rasheeda chase Kirk Frost's midlife crisis? Or Yandy act like the saint of Harlem while secretly stirring the pot behind the scenes? The fans are drained. The cast is frustrated. And apparently, Mona herself is sick of it too. So let's rewind for a minute. When Love and Hip Hop Atlanta first launched, it was supposed to be the crown jewel of Mona's empire. It had everything: music, fashion, betrayals, baby mamas, and men allergic to commitment. For a while, it was pure gold. But somewhere along the way, the stories got stale. The drama stopped feeling fresh and started looking like leftovers reheated one too many times. And who's sitting at the center of that problem? Rasheeda Frost and Yandy Smith-Harris. To be fair, these two have put in their years on reality TV. Rasheeda came in branding herself as a boss chick, juggling music, boutiques, and that never-ending soap opera of a marriage to Kirk Frost. A man who could honestly write a handbook called How to Embarrass Your Wife on Camera. Yandy, on the other hand, played the role of savvy manager turned moral compass, always acting saintly while behind the curtain creating more mess than a Tyler Perry plot twist. But here's the problem. You can only run the same play so many times before the audience collectively says, "Sis, we're over it." And apparently, Mona agrees. Rumor has it she's been telling VH1 execs that Rasheeda and Yandy are dragging the brand down. Let that sink in. The woman who built her empire by keeping messy people on TV is now saying, "This mess is too tired and not even entertaining anymore." And honestly, she's not wrong. Rasheeda's story has become one long cycle of cheating scandals, awkward therapy sessions, and businesses that look more staged than successful. At first, people tuned in out of sympathy, then curiosity. Now, it's straight cringe. How many times can Kirk cheat before it stops being shocking and just becomes background noise? As for Yandy, let's talk about that halo she polishes every season. For years, she sold herself as the responsible one, the activist, the loyal wife. And yes, she's done important work with prison reform and raising her kids. But on camera, the cracks show. Fans are calling her manipulative, accusing her of instigating fights while pretending to stay above it all. She's playing chess while everyone else is playing Candyland, but the viewers are tired of being pawns in her game. Behind the scenes, producers are frustrated too. They've been struggling to keep the show feeling new. Joseline Hernandez, the Puerto Rican princess, figured it out years ago. She took her checks, flipped the table, and exited on her own terms. Now she's hosting her own show and still making headlines. She followed the golden rule of reality TV: never overstay your welcome. But Rasheeda and Yandy? They're still clinging to their crowns while the castle collapses around them. The fans are revolting. Social media threads are savage. TikTok edits are dragging their storylines. Twitter, X, is filled with posts like, "Rasheeda's storyline is older than my grandma's wigs," and "Yandy needs to retire before her fake tears cause a national tissue shortage." Ouch. Even other cast members are fed up. Blogger Tasha K has hinted that Rasheeda and Yandy are blocking opportunities for new talent. Translation? They're hogging screen time while the next generation waits in the wings. And then there's Spice, a Grammy-nominated superstar with actual music success. Yet she's stuck in confessionals arguing with people whose careers peaked before Instagram had filters. Fans are begging her to walk away because she doesn't need this. But Mona is forced to juggle keeping Spice happy while still babysitting the endless reruns of Rasheeda and Yandy's drama. That's a recipe for chaos, so here we are. The fans are tired. The cast is tired. Mona is tired. For the first time, it looks like Rasheeda and Yandy might actually be forced out. Not because they want to leave, but because everyone else is exhausted. If they go, it could breathe new life into the show. But if they stay, the ratings might tank faster than Kirk's credibility in another counseling session. And this is where things get even messier. The so-called investigations swirling around Rasheeda and Yandy make Mona's alleged demand sound less like a suggestion and more like a public service announcement. Let's start with Rasheeda. She built her brand as the ultimate hustler: music, boutiques, reality TV. But according to whispers, VH1 executives are fed up. Every season, producers are allegedly forced to stage yet another Kirk Frost scandal just to keep her relevant. Crew members even joke, "At this point, Kirk needs a punch card. Cheat 9 times, get the 10th mistress free." Brutal, but you see the point. On top of that, her boutiques are rumored to be financial sinkholes. Some insiders claim the stores are so empty that production actually hires extras to make them look busy for filming. Imagine faking customers just to keep a storyline alive. Yikes. Now over to Yandy. If Rasheeda's flaw is being repetitive, Yandy's flaw is being too polished, too staged, too self-righteous. Alleged focus group notes rank her confessionals as some of the fakest on the show. One viewer even wrote, "If I wanted to see fake crying on cue, I'd just watch soap operas." Ouch. Behind the scenes, insiders say Yandy lobbies hard to protect her queen bee status, blocking new cast members from getting shine because she doesn't want competition. On camera she's friendly, but off camera, allegedly cutthroat. Fans are calling it dictatorship energy. Social media is ruthless about it. TikTok edits clown both women with captions like "same plot, different season." Twitter memes compare Rasheeda's storyline to Jerry Springer reruns. Instagram fan pages are demanding Mona bring in younger, hungrier talent who will give raw drama instead of staged therapy sessions. Even Joseline Hernandez has been on interviews clowning them, saying, "Rasheeda's storyline is so dead even Kirk don't want to cheat no more." Shade or not, the internet ate it up, and of course Tasha K had to weigh in, hinting that advertisers are pulling back when episodes focus too heavily on Rasheeda and Yandy because viewers just tune out. And Mona doesn't play when it comes to the bag. Allegedly, she told producers, "If they don't step aside, this franchise will tank harder than a flop sophomore album." But here's where the fallout could get wild. If Mona really pushes them out, their loyal fans will go into full riot mode. Expect hashtags like "Our Justice for Rasheeda" or "Respect Yandy" flooding timelines. Conspiracy theories will fly, but casual fans? They'll be celebrating. One viral TikTok even joked, "If Mona cuts Rasheeda and Yandy, I'll finally watch without skipping half the episode." Money is also on the line. Advertisers want ratings. Ratings need fresh drama. If Mona wants to save the show, cutting the queens could actually be a financial power move. But don't think Rasheeda and Yandy will go quietly. Rumors of lawsuits are already floating. Some say Rasheeda is threatening breach of contract claims. Yandy is allegedly prepping a tell-all about the toxic set, painting herself as the victim. If that happens, get ready for Mona's production secrets to leak. Everything from staged confrontations to chopped-up fight edits. Meanwhile, the rest of the cast would be thrown into chaos. With Rasheeda and Yandy gone, new stars could finally shine. But the danger is obvious. Love them or hate them, these two are consistent. Replacing them with too many newbies could make the show feel like a spin-off instead of the flagship. And then there's Spice. If Mona cuts the vets, Spice could either step into the spotlight or decide she's outgrown the mess and leave too. Losing her would be a huge blow. She's a Grammy-nominated artist with global respect. The bigger question is what this means for the whole franchise. If Mona really pulls this off, it sets a precedent. No cast member is safe. Overstay your welcome and you might just get cut. It could be the start of a love and hip-hop purge. Reality TV Hunger Games where only the boldest survive. At the end of the day, Mona's alleged demand isn't just about Rasheeda and Yandy, it's about survival. Love and hip-hop. Atlanta isn't the cultural powerhouse it once was. Ratings are down. Fans are restless. And Mona knows the only way to save the kingdom might be to cut off the royals. So here we stand, on the edge of the biggest shakeup in franchise history. Rasheeda Frost and Yandy Smith Harris, the self-crowned queens, might be dethroned by the very woman who made them. Fans are split, cast members are whispering, advertisers are watching, and the internet is sharpening its claws.